Everyone, this is a video for day 19 of 8th grade math / geometry ELT. This video is kind of going to be an overview of what's to come in ELT for the next couple weeks. So teachers, this is a video you can play every day or just once, depending on how your scholars are doing. So, the first thing you're being asked to do for ELT today is solve equations. So there's something we have to be able to do in order to solve these specific equations. And that thing is called combining like terms. So a like term is something like the number 1 and the number 3. I'm not going to say I have one apple and I have 3 apples. I could just say I have 4 apples. So we just combined the 1 and the 3 and made it a 4. I can also do this with like variables. So if I had 5 bananas and 2 bananas, I would just say I have 7 bananas. We have to be careful though, because for example, 2b plus 2c, these don't have the like variables. This would be like trying to add 2 bananas and 2 carrots. It doesn't make sense. We can't do it. So we're going to use our knowledge of like terms. Excuse me just a moment, my light went out. We're going to use this knowledge to be able to solve some algebraic equations. Basically, the reason we combine like terms is to keep our equations short and simple. So for number 1, I look at my equation. 2m minus 1 plus 1 equals 12. I see that instead of minus 1 plus 1, these are like terms. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So I could just write 2m plus 0 equals 12. Better yet, I don't need this 0 at all. I can put 2m plus equals 12. To isolate my variable, 2m equals 12. To isolate m, I need to get rid of this 2 by performing the inverse operation. 2 divided by 2 is 1. I'm left with m equals 6. Number 3 is the one I'm going to do next. When I look at number 3, I have 7n plus 7 minus 5n equals 19. I see that I have a number with an n here, a number with an n here. This is 7n and then minus 5n. Instead of having 7n minus 5n, well, 7n take away 5n is 2n. So yes, this is a minus sign, but when I'm looking at the 5n, it does count as it's negative because it's right in front of it. So now I have 2n plus 7 equals 19. I want to isolate my variable, which means I want the numbers that are with it to go to the other side of the equation. I can only do that by performing the inverse operation. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. I get 2n equals 19 minus 7 is 12. 2 n's equal 12. So if 2 n's equal 12, I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides, and now I know that 1 n equals 6. And then for this one right here, 19 equals 1 minus 6b minus 3b. So check this out. I'm going to combine this minus 6b with the minus 3b. This is like I have 6 negative b's here, 3 negative b's here. Or I owe $6, I owe $3. I could just say that I owe $9. So 19 equals 1 minus 9b. So I combined these into a minus 9b. Now I'm going to isolate my variable. Guys, this 1 is a positive 1. So to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. And I get 18 equals negative 9b. Now I'm going to divide each side by negative 9. And I get b equals a negative 2. Looking at this one, guys, something really weird happens here that doesn't happen that much, but it's still something to be aware of. If I have a negative 2n plus 2n, this is like I owe $2, I have $2, oh, I'm at 0. So we would get negative 8 equals 0. There's no variable anymore. And now we have to ask ourselves, does negative 8 equal 0? No, they're different numbers. So when this happens, we would say no solution, which means there's no value of n that would make this equation true.